I am not going to say hello everybody this time, but I just did, because this is a continuous video of what we were talking about downstairs in my kitchen having lunch. Integrated separate system, ISS. And Jason has a very good question after we talk about the concept, how it works, and he asked, where did anybody start? And the question is a very legit question, but the answer is kind of broad. The honest answer is you can start anywhere. So we have decided, come up here, it's my current 8.4 S2C system. I'm going to tell you how I start. Now I can't show you what it was originally, but I can tell you how I start. It was starting as two speaker, two channel. Now keep this in mind. It's always two channel, always stereo. But it started out as two speaker. This one and this one. I was actually using an 8210, running a preamp as a normal two speaker system. And then I built an outboard amp module, which is very similar to AM205, and hooked them up with a ISS FCF and ISS SP CapPack cable, so I get 4 channels. The other channels are these two, the Aerial 5B at the front there. And that was the start of the integrated separate system, using a single power supply to drive multiple channels. And since the A210 actually have SP CapPack power supply, which is the line level power supply, I connect the SP CapPack to the preamp, which is right beside Jason. Can you turn around and just, the cookie can, the 2 cookie can down there is equivalent to a C310. That's the preamp. Then I have the preamp and 2 power amps are actually working, 2 stereo power amp, 4 channel in total, are working from a single power supply. And that centralized power supply improve synchronization because they're actually using the exact same power rail. No separation. Synchronization is more important than separation. It's like the timing of the music has preserved. If you try to start separating them, you are starting to affect the timing of the music. And timing of the music is more important than frequency. Anyway, let's not get off topic. So since then, if I want to add another piece of equipment into the A210, somehow the current is not enough, and I got to add another power supply. I did plug in another power supply to the preamp because I also have a DA converter right behind Jason, who is holding the camera in the listening chair. I need more current, so I plug in another power supply. Proving the concept works because I use a separate power supply, not to confuse, but eventually I'm building one big centralized power supply. Now you can stand up, careful about don't step on the wire. You don't have to worry about the camera. I'm hoping the audience understand, but watch your floor and don't step on the wire. We're going to go to the back and look at the centralized power supply. So George, you're not coming to help?
Nope.
Oh, so this is my centralized power supply. Of course, this is not a production version, but on the right hand side, that's the output stage. On the left hand side, that's the input stage. And you see there's a multiple jacks, multiple FCF jacks. They are all going to different channels or different speaker. This system have 8 speakers and 4 subwoofer. 8 speakers, these are all DC power. They go into different amplifier module. And the other one, this one is the DC power for the line level, which is preamp, DA converter. We also have an SKC4 in the system for shape control, soundstage shape control. So if anybody want to start integrated separate system right from the get-go, we can customize a centralized power supply like this. This is probably going to stay with a custom model because we need to know what's your end game, meaning how many speakers do you want to drive, how many line level components you want to drive before we decide how big the power supply need to be. For me, I have 1200 watts at the output stage, and I have enough to drive a C312 and a D converter and SCK4, and I still have plenty of currents for the input stage. So Jason, you can actually show a little bit of that. That's equivalent to AM2010, no power supply, AM2010 for this speaker. So okay, so
the eminent technologies.
The eminent technologies. Let's go back to the listening chair, so you don't trip on it, and stop right here. We can also show this. This is equivalent to a A200, which called AM200, the AM amplifier module, meaning like there is no power transformer, do not connect to the AC wall outlet. And then we have this driving the Aerial 5B up here, and this is equivalent to an AM205.
And the same on this side.
Same on that side. And they all have volume controls, so you can adjust your speaker level to suit your room. And this is suitable for bi-amp, tri-amp, or multi-speaker 2-channel setup. And there, I have the SP Cap Pack power powering this SCK4, the preamp, and there's also a DA converter back there. I don't know you can see that. There's that way. Yep, that's the one. That's the one. Down. Yep, that's it. Yep, that one. That's the DA converter in the pipe.
So it looks complicated to someone who doesn't know what's going on. But
there's actually only one more step in here.
What's that?
The only different step, I mean, what you've got is the equivalent of 4 stereo power amplifiers and how many subwoofer amplifiers? 3, 4?
4.
4 subwoofer amplifiers. But really the only different step in this is the running of cabling from the central power supply.
It actually sounds complicated,
Yeah,
and which is the reason that I am working with George, and he's the one that actually understands almost as much as I do. He might actually have to call me when he do the installation, but I'll be standby when we actually do installation. But it's once you actually understand the logic, it's very simple electrically.
Yep.
The more complicated way is actually how you're going to run the cable physically.
Right.
But that's not really your job. But at the same time, can I rant a little?
Can I ask one question first?
I got a question too.
Okay.
So you're going to have to wait. Go ahead.
Oh, in the simplest of terms, how many of these are plugged into the wall?
For the 8 speakers,
1. And that's
it's the right finger.
the
This
power supply.
This is DC power, not AC power. So that all 8 speakers running off from one single power supply.
Got it.
Yeah. So one AC outlet for the whole thing.
Nice.
Right. So my question is, for something like this, I mean, you've got excess here, but let's just say we were going to base this off the same amplifiers that you're using, which is the A200, the A205, and the A210. You've also got a DAC plugged in, a preamp plugged in,
And the SCK4.
and the SCK4 is plugged in.
Yes.
Okay. What size power supply in terms of capacitance do you need to run all of this?
Every single amp module have its own capacitance.
Yeah.
I said no power supply, only meaning no AC transformer, no AC power cord. But there's also have capacity inside capable to handle its own required power.
Okay.
So
So it's more the transformer size then.
Okay. Transformer size. Right now I have 1200 VA.
Yep.
That's plenty for this 8 speaker. I don't crank it up too loud.
Right.
But capacitance wise, it's something I would have to actually sit down to explain to you. It's not a black and white answer, because we're talking about distance between each amp. If you have the amps right beside the speaker, which is way better than all channel in one chassis running super long cable. This is I'm gonna say it'll be equal as good or better than built-in amplifier as active speaker because you're running through short cable, but at the same time you have way more capacitance, way more flexibility of upgrade. But if you get an active speaker, you cannot upgrade anymore. That's maybe the disadvantage. But I do understand that active speaker is very convenient. Can I rant now?
Yep, it's your turn.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, tall, thin, wide, this way, that way, down that way, up this way, whichever way. I am very tired of going to audio shows, look at the same old, same old, same old and same old. Don't give me that look. What should I do for upgrade? Oh, you're gonna buy an isolation platform for $1,500 or $2,500, and then you go home and then you listen to 5 seconds or 30 seconds, listen to it. Oh wow, hey, I get a lot more information. I get a lot more precise image. Do you think I haven't gone through that already? I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it. I'm just sick of it because it doesn't give you that $2,500 improvement. But company keep selling it because it's easy to sell, easy to understand. What we just said, I don't even know how long the video is. It's almost 18 minutes. So it's not a concept that's easy to understand. It took us, I say us, at least George and I, a whole year and 2 months to actually get some traction on the multi-speaker 2-channel system, and we actually now getting some traction. Some people actually do it, some people actually understand, some people actually intrigued, from skeptical to intrigued. But this takes that long to actually get the concept through. Now, how much money do we make on a
Speaker splitter?
We make less than $1,500 for the whole year because of the concept. Okay?
But that's okay because people are using it.
People are using it.
Yeah.
People are using it. People are actually enjoying it. The concept of this multi-speaker 2-channel system is when I started, I tell people to use stuff. Don't buy anything from me. But then I start to do a little bit of 1 or 2 accessory because it's helping you to actually able to have more flexibility, more ways to actually achieve the same goal. But again, I am tired of the same old upgrades, and every time you go to a show, you see the same old, and now they're just getting expensive. They just get super expensive. They're not improving anything. My opinion, what I did here sounds like a really expensive speaker in a very well treated big room. And I did it with 8 speaker subwoofers in a really crappy room with almost no room treatment because the speaker itself is an active room treatment. I can keep on and on and on and on and run out of memory card, and I know most people will not get it. I don't blame you. You have to listen to it. No word can describe it. And there are also other people on YouTube telling me that so and so company have done this and done that, and I asked them, who did it without any processing? DSP or any kind of processing, any kind of digital processing? Nobody. So, I don't know, George, when you first heard it, were you surprised that I actually came up with this? Or I don't know how you feel, but after a whole year, nobody can tell me that anybody come up with this with pure analog. So when I call you in, we have been working here for 30 years. You know I don't BS you when I ask you to come listen. But after 2 songs, you went home and do it yourself.
Absolutely.
So.
And now it's a competition.
Yeah, it's competition.
Now I've got more speakers and you've got more subwoofers, but
yeah,
now it's a competition.
It's a competition. But the point is nobody have done this before. And I'm still surprised at how come nobody have done it. I asked George that question and he did answer, but we didn't have a really satisfying answer.
Well, we had a logical answer. It's just the fact that first of all, it's if you don't sit down and look at it and listen to it and dig your way around through a system and how to put it together, it's imposing. When you first look at a system like that, it's like, oh my God, 6 speakers, 8 speakers, where am I going to put them all? How am I going to set them up? I can't, there's going to be time delay and this and that and the other thing. And there's just not. It's so much simpler than you would think. That's the first thing. Second thing is, where are you going to get the gear? Well, most people that are this interested, well, here we go. This is a close-up. Hey. Most people that are interested in this kind of system have a room. You need to have a room. You need to have a long room for this. It's, 15, 17, 18, 19 feet is kind of
19 feet minimum. Let's say 19 feet.
Let's call it 19
my
feet.
downstairs 19 feet.
Not everybody has that room. Not everybody, let's face it, we all live with other people, and not everybody is going to have that accepted into their household. But again, it seems like it would be a complicated thing. But a lot of guys that we talk to have said, a lot of guys, because guys, audio is mostly a guys-driven thing, right? Because girls are too smart to be into this, for the most part. You need to have room. You need to have equipment. The people we've talked to have the equipment lying around. I've got the first system I put together was with a broken NAD home theater receiver as one thing, and as I was using a Pioneer SX650. So you can use vintage gear, you can use other amplifiers you got lying around. You can buy stuff cheap. You can buy amplifiers, used amplifiers for $100 and $200 that will work in this thing. Old NAD stuff is great, old.
Any kind of amplifier.
Any kind of amplifier.
Jason actually have 2 broken receiver that only work on 2 channels, and he's been using it. It's a Denon and a Yami.
Yep.
And he's using it for the rear stage front and also the ambient channel. But it just boggles my mind that nobody think about it. When I first came out half a year ago, after I'd done this half a year, somebody actually saying, like, paraphrasing, who the heck do you think you are? You come up with this and trying to claim this better than DSP.
And you know what?
I don't bring that person ask that question.
No, because DSP is a standard that people have come to know as something that works. It's something that's reliable, something that's functional. But in point of fact, it's processing. And processing generally means that you're taking away reality from the music.
The timing.
Yep.
And it doesn't boggles my mind too much anymore after this many years in the industry, because I've done so many things that I thought has been done, but I was wrong.
Yeah.
I have been wrong so many times, and nobody have done it.
Yeah.
And I don't go out much. I don't want to go to the show, so I don't know what's going on there.
And what's the real message here?
Buy from me. That would be. See, that is the easiest answer that everybody knows.
Yeah, that's the real message is just try it. Just give it a shot. Use whatever stuff you've got sitting around at home. Use your old Mirage speakers. Use your whatever you got. Just try
then
it.
I have to add, you don't have to set up this multi-speaker 2-channel system with what I have here. But what I have here is pretty extreme.
It's not that extreme.
No. I have used an ISS system to build this system.
The ISS system is extreme, yeah.
The ISS is
You don't have to
extreme.
do that. You can just...
No. That's why I'm trying to tell people you don't have to do that.
No.
Just use old equipment.
Yeah.
I have started with old stuff.
Yeah.
And in fact, my original system is still all 4 separate stereo amp down there, separate.
Yeah.
But this is the one that I'm using to test ISS.
Yeah, and if you've got stuff sitting around, then really, if you don't have the inputs and outputs, all you need is like a
speaker splitter adjustable version.
Yeah, which is not very expensive. If you've got cables and speakers sitting around and a couple of old amplifiers, you can do this.
Your pair of interconnects probably more expensive than a speaker splitter.
Most likely.
So my message is, if you actually spend so much money, keep upgrading, keep buying and selling and losing money, why don't you just try this? It's give you way more enjoyment.
See? Try it. There you go.
Did I say that?
Hey, you did.
Did I say it right?
Yeah.
Try it. It gives you way more enjoyment than just 2 speakers. And don't worry about all those theory that you have heard about, you have supposed to be learned about. You need to learn. Where did you learn it from? Marketing, magazine, those theories, just put that theory aside. I'm not going to say those theories are not legit, okay? But just put that aside, put the speaker together, and try it. If it sounds right to you, great. And we have 90% of the people that heard this system actually went home and tried it. But we also have one person that tried it and didn't like it, but he used the wrong speaker for the wrong position. So you can get it wrong, but most of the time, if you have patience, we can actually help you get it right.
Yeah. And you know what? It may not be for everybody. So if you try it and you don't like it, I'd like to tell us about it. Tell us about what you did. Maybe we can help you, or maybe you just didn't like it, and that's cool. That's fine.
And you know something else I want to add? If you don't like it, turn off all the other speaker and just play 2 speaker. And the neat things about this multi-speaker 2-channel, every pair of speaker is a stereo pair. Have you thought about that? Every pair of speakers are a individual stereo pair. They're playing the same thing. So if you shut off 3 pairs, you listen to 1 pair of speaker, it's just a standard 2 speakers stereo.
Yeah. No special gear.
No special gear. And no DSP, no processing, no tricks, but there's some tricks.
Not really. What are the tricks?
Or we get to turn a couple of speakers out of phase.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's another. We already made that video. Did we make that video?
People probably forget.
We'll make another video.
We'll have to.
Yep. But that's the only trick. Sometimes you have to hook up one of the pairs of speakers out of phase, or maybe 2 pairs.
So are we past 25 minutes now?
21, 22 minutes.
Good enough.
That's good enough.
That's good enough.
That's long enough.
Peace out. Give it a shot. Tell us what you. You know what? Instead of complaining that it can't work, okay, go try it and tell us if it didn't work. Tell us why you thought it didn't work. That would actually be helpful commentary.
That would be that would be useful.
Helpful. Yeah,
that would be actually useful because we can improve from there.
Yeah. Okay.
Make any sense to you, Jason?
Makes sense. Try it.
I'm done. I'm out.
I'm done.
Click.
Bye.
Bye.